Something huge may be coming with Genshin Impact version 7.1, and this time, the anniversary rewards could be far more generous than anything we've received before. New leaks are reportedly revealing the rewards planned for the 7.1 anniversary, and if even most of these details are accurate, players could have several major reasons to look forward to this update. The biggest part of the leak isn't actually the Primogems or the free wishes. It's the possibility of getting an older 5-star character completely for free, along with that character's dedicated 5-star weapon. Yes, you read that correctly. According to the current information, the anniversary may allow players to select an eligible older character that they do not already own. Once selected, the character would reportedly be added to the account for free, and the player could also receive their signature 5-star weapon. This is a very different type of anniversary reward because it could allow players to fill an important gap in their accounts without spending Primogems or losing a 50-50. Imagine you've been waiting for a specific older character for months, but their rerun never comes at the right time. If that character is included in the anniversary selection and you don't already own them, you could potentially claim them without spending a single wish. There is, however, an important limitation. The reward reportedly cannot be used to obtain a constellation for a character you already own. The character must be completely absent from your account. So if you already have Kazuha, for example, you shouldn't expect to use this reward to get C1 Kazuha. But if you don't own him at all and he is included in the eligible selection, he could potentially become one of your free anniversary choices. And that's where things get particularly interesting. The current leak suggests that the selection is focused on older characters, while certain characters are excluded. The older archons, including Venti, Raiden Shogun, Zhongli, and Farina, are reportedly not part of this system. Newer characters such as Mavuka would also not qualify. Neuvillette is a more complicated case because, despite his importance to the story, he isn't technically an archon. Whether he will be included or excluded remains unclear. So don't start planning your free Neuvillette or Farina just yet. Now let's move to another important part of the anniversary. The main event of version 7.1 is reportedly going to take place in Liyue. This is significant because earlier rumors about a Liyue-focused event now appear to be gaining more credibility. However, this should not be confused with Lantern Rite. Lantern Rite is expected to arrive later, potentially around version 7.4 in January 2027. The version 7.1 event would instead be a separate major Liyue event connected to the story and themes of the update. And this event is reportedly going to give players another completely free weapon. The weapon is currently unnamed, although leaked information refers to it as Retracting Moon Gift. Some players believe the name could hint at the moon-related lore that has been heavily associated with Nod Cry and the upcoming storyline. As for the weapon itself, its leaked stats reportedly include ATK% as its main stat. Its passive can increase elemental mastery by 52 points for 12 seconds after the wielder uses an elemental skill. The effect can reportedly stack twice, and each stack has its own independent duration. That means the weapon could be particularly useful for characters who frequently trigger elemental skills and benefit from additional elemental mastery. But again, this is leaked information, so the final version could be different. Now, let's look at the anniversary rewards as a whole. The free character and signature weapon would reportedly be added on top of the usual anniversary rewards rather than replacing them. That means players could still receive the anniversary login rewards, including 10 free wishes, as well as 1,600 Primogems through the in-game mail. There could also be another free standard banner character, alongside the existing Stella Fortuna system and any potential additions to its selection. If all of these rewards are combined, we're potentially looking at one of the biggest anniversary packages Genshin Impact has ever offered. And there's an important reason why this leak is attracting so much attention. The source behind the anniversary information has reportedly been responsible for several previous leaks that ended up being accurate or at least very close to the final information. These included details surrounding Vodyanitsa, Vesna, Stellar Swirl, Stygian Onslaught, and several other version 7.1 elements. However, the source has also made mistakes. Some predictions were only partially correct, while another claim involving a special stellar swirl interaction reportedly turned out to be wrong. So the track record is good enough to make the leak interesting, but definitely not good enough to treat everything as confirmed. And while we're talking about version 7.1 and beyond, there are also rumors concerning Danica. This information is considerably less reliable, so I would be much more cautious here. The current claim is that Denika could become a dedicated support for the Cryo Archon, the Tsaritsa. If true, this would immediately make her a very important character for future cryo-focused teams. The leak also claims that she could work with Sandrone and the Cryo Traveler, while potentially providing both cryo and electro-resistance reduction. That would theoretically make her a strong support for stellar conduct teams. There's even a claim that Danica could be more important to Tsaritsa teams than Mitya. But honestly, this is the part one would take with the biggest grain of salt. The idea of Danica being a dedicated Tsaritsa support is believable enough, especially if the Tsaritsa is designed around the newer stellar mechanics. But the more specific claims about her kit, resistance reduction, and her importance compared with Mitya are still far too uncertain. So I wouldn't make any polling decisions based on those details yet. And finally, we have another interesting piece of information regarding version 7.2. Mitya is currently expected to arrive as the new 5-star character in 7.2, alongside the rumored 4-star character Valeriy. New leaks now suggest that Mitya could receive a particularly long legendary quest during the update. There are also claims that Mitya and Valeriy have a romantic relationship, although this is another detail that remains unconfirmed. So when everything is put together, the potential 7.1 anniversary package looks extremely promising. Players could potentially receive 10 free wishes, 1,600 Primogems, a free standard banner character, updates to Stella Fortuna, a completely free 4-star weapon from the Liyue event, and most importantly, an eligible older 5-star character that they don't already own, together with that character's dedicated 5-star weapon. If this actually happens, the conversation around Genshin's anniversary rewards could change completely. But for now, remember one thing, these are leaks. Until Hoyoverse officially reveals the version 7.1 anniversary rewards, every single detail should be treated as unconfirmed. Still, if the biggest part of this leak turns out to be real, there's one question we have to ask. Would a free older 5-star character plus their signature 5-star weapon be enough to make version 7.1 the best anniversary in Genshin Impact history? Let me know what you think.